Hello there. So yeah, man. Dude, today was tiresome. Um, Basically, I just applied for one offer, and what I did instead, I follow up with all the previous not all the previous offers, but with the ones I applied on 25th of of January. So the ones I applied on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So I applied for them, and said and done, I schedule an interview for next Monday. I don't know, maybe the guy cancel. I always consider this possibility, so I don't, get create a big expectation and then got frustrated. And then there is like the interview for today, which I was kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie. But I basically I just follow up, and I had a call with this colleague of mine, and I mean he's a coach and everything, but fuck man, I just saw that. Oh, he's just as fucked as me, like financially, but it's still like he got a great house that probably is not his house, but like when I look at him, like I remember of this friend, this colleague I had back in high school, who, by the way, introduced me to lead generation. Like he didn't know back then, and like even like how like for me it was even worse. I had no idea. I couldn't even understand the concept of lead generation. I'm like, oh, what do you? Because he explained a very weird and not uh, in a very weird and not simple way. So like, yeah. But thanks to him, like I end up here. Yeah, thanks to him. Yeah. Well, anyway, and like this colleague of mine, he was just always about theory, always about study, always about analyzing. But he never did shit. He was always preparing for like someday he would do it. Like when like we had a schedule, and when the day arrived, something always happened, and like that pisses me off. It pissed me off back then, and like now it's even worse. I have zero tolerance for that shit. And like fuck, man. I'm not gonna lie, I was like trying to showing off, because I like the things that I've been learning, especially now. It's more like the mental shit, and like I was wanting to talk about that, but he wasn't in the mood. And he was always like complaining that he is not making money, and that the leads, like he's not closing people. And I was asking like how many people have you approached, and he said like 1,000. Like that's too little. That it's just too little. And then say yeah, and then there's like we did everything. Cold outreach didn't work out. He barely scratched. Like he didn't do shit. You know, he didn't put enough volume. And I was talking like, yeah, man, I'm putting a lot of volume. I'm getting a lot of responses to find an offer. But every time that I came up with a solution, he pushed back with a problem. It's always like that. So I was like, yeah, like I suggest you do this, and he was like, yeah, but this is not gonna work because of X. And then like we got back, and then say, yeah, I got this other problem. I said like, why don't you try Y? And then he said, no, but I got this problem. And like, it's just like I understood that after I finished the call, but it doesn't, like, you can have the solution, but if the person doesn't want your help, it doesn't matter. You can't do. I just like I wasted my time and my energy. Like I'm not gonna do that again. It was just like a waste of my time. Thankfully I got this insight, but like never, because I heard that in the podcast. You can't just no. If like first of all, the person must ask for your help. Like he didn't ask for my help. And I got like in the middle of it and trying to show him off. But no, I learned a lesson. Then I had to get back my previous job to get a commission, and like I was thinking about like $100. It was like $40, like 40 BR, like reais BRL. Was a like just so you understand that shit. I spent like $22 to get there, and then there was like $40. Like for me, like fuck that shit. Like if I knew the amount of money, I wouldn't like fuck that shit. Like it's just like I did all of that for this shit. Like it really pisses me off because you know I was just like yeah, is this shit? You know, no man, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Like it wasn't about the car. It wasn't about the person. It wasn't about the maybe the company, but the system. Fuck that shit. I'm not playing that shit. Fuck that. You know. And well, the good thing, at least I had a good conversation with the receptionist. Anyway, but I got back and then like the commute, I was on a motorcycle, the Uber motorcycle, vroom vroom, right? And it's more cheap, and it's more funny, especially when you're with a good driver. And most of the time, it's older people. They're better drivers, and that makes sense. But all that adrenaline, like going like high speed, like because I was nervous because of the interview, but since the commute was kind of exciting, and I had like this release of adrenaline, it really helps me to cool off and stay more calm and relaxed. And I got back. I fucked up the interview. I talked too much. I didn't ask any questions, and yeah, uh, the only thing like that I did very like was really good is that by the end of the interview I said, uh, "What would be the main reason that would prevent me from getting the role?" And, like he said, honestly, I said, "Yeah, you talk too much." I was like, "Huh." And then he explained because I I spent like 5 minutes explaining what I did, and said, "Yeah, man, you could put this like just in like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 40 seconds maximum. Just highlight because yeah, from all that you said, I just understood. I just remember the cold calling part, and that's it. So yeah, like yeah, it kind of stung, stung. It stung a little, It wasn't fun to hear that, but was a good feedback, like a really good feedback that I learned, for a very cheap price. I always think about the ROI because like I saw the offer, like it's like 40K per month, like no, I think it was like 30K they made, so like it's not a good offer. Or maybe I'm just like patronizing them, like just so I can feel good about myself. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing that, but it's still. And like for example, I saw this offer. Then I was because when I'm applying, I'm not like I'm just focusing on numbers, right? Make volume. I'm I really go deep into the company when I'm following up. And like was such a fuck the guy he has like 1 million followers on Instagram, and there's like a YouTube channel with 100K subscribers, like really solid shit. And like the offer was 7K, 8K, and a lot of organic paid ads, a lot of things. And I was like, huh, that's the type of offer that I want to apply for. I must find a way to to find these offers because that's if I can find a place to put volume into these offers, fuck man, you know I'm 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 done. Like I'm really good. So yeah, it was good. Like this feedback that I received, and like even like I doubted he's gonna call me for the second phase of the process, and I don't give a fuck. Uh, but like at least I got something very valuable from it. And then after that, I was reflecting about it, and today I just applied for one offer. And one thing also is that I was like when I woke up today, I was really thinking about the on-site offer, and I was like, shit, man, should I, because the time is good. It's way more closer to my home than this other previous offer. Uh, like it's a really stable company, and it's a big company here in Brazil. I don't know if they're in USA, but it's a big company here. Like it's medium to high ticket type of product, so it's motorcycle, and yeah, they have like the salary, there's the base plus commissions. So I was thinking, huh, no, why not? Because I was thinking, oh man, like no, just thinking, considering. I was like, ah, fuck that shit. Let's just apply. Like the worst thing that can happen is for them like to say yes. That's the worst thing that can happen. But it's still like the worst thing. I'm gonna have more predictability, but I will have less time. But it's a trade-off. And if I don't get the offer, I'm gonna be in peace with me. I'm gonna be at peace with myself because I'm not gonna have any regrets. I was like, yeah, I did it. I was curious about it. I did it. I saw it. And then either way, I'm gonna win and I'm gonna make money with sales. Period. And yeah, there's better ways. There's faster ways to do that. But that's the only thing that I'm 100% certain that I'm gonna succeed. The how, I don't know, but the what is to win. And for me now, it's becoming way more clear that it's about the becoming rather than having. So this man that I'm becoming, doing these things, especially the shit that I don't want to do. That's the Goggins way of living life, doing hard shit, doing things that I don't want to do. That's the place I must head towards to improve. It's not being comfortable. It's not doing things that I'm good at. Like because that doesn't change anything. I just keep being the same man, the same guy, the same limited person, the same limited warrior. So like, no. The thing is like doing hard shit, like struggle, because it is within the struggle that there is growth, and that's what I want for my life. Because that the self-respect, the reward when I look in the mirror, shit, no one can take that away from me because it's me. It's in my body. It's in my mind, my soul. It's tattooed, you know, and that's the goal. The money is a consequence, and don't get me wrong. I like money. I don't love money. I'm not like no, but I see it as a tool, and it's very important because I know how it feels like not having money. I know very way better than I would prefer. Uh, so yeah, way better than I prefer. I know how it feels like to not having money. So yeah, but for me the goal is not money. It's about becoming the man who can make the money and who can endure suffering through business because it's hard and it's a hard shit. So like it's still like within my ideology of doing hard shit and improving. So yeah, man. And the crazy shit is too like it's still Tuesday. The weekend barely started, but for me there's no weekend. Like Saturday, like it's just work. The work needs doing. So yeah, man, that's it. Take care.